Welcome back. Let's talk about function scope versus block scope. These are very important terms when it comes to, well, any programming language. Remember, scope means what variables we have access to. And JavaScript has function scope, right? Every time we create a function, we create a new execution context, which has its own variable environment. But you see, most other programming languages have something called block scope. So what's the difference? Well, it means that with a function scope, if I created, let's say, an if statement, and let's say if 5 is greater than 4, which it is, and I create a variable here called secret, and I have a super secret password. Because JavaScript uses function scope, I can actually access the password like this. If I click run, I'm able to access this password because this variable is functionally scoped. That means we only create a new scope, a new environment when there's a function. If this was a function, well, in that case, with function scope, we can't access the secret. Now, in most other programming languages, they use block scope. And block scope is, well, anytime I see a block of code that is these curly brackets, I'm going to create a new world, a new environment. In other programming languages, if I do secret here, I wouldn't be able to access it like I can. And JavaScript saw this and said, I want to be able to do block scoping too. How can I do that? Well, with ES6, they introduced the let and the const keywords. And they allow us to use block scoping. Let me show you. If I run this, I can't access secret. If I add the let keyword, nope. This secret, well, it's definitely secret now. I can't access it. You see, variables declared inside a block scope, such as an if statement or let's say for loops, can be accessed from the outside of the opening and closing curly brackets when we use function scope, when we use things like var. But now with the introduction of let and var, we can do this, which gives us a little bit more power. Now, that doesn't mean that you should never use var. I mean, most of the time, you probably should just use let or const. But let and const are just block scoped alternatives for variable declaration. So let's see how this can be useful to us. In the next video, we're going to do a little exercise. And let's see if you can solve it. It's going to be a hard one.